On his very first day as principal, the man expelled 300 students in one sweep.
You are all expurgated.
At first, the students thought he was just bluffing, but the next second, security rushed in and dragged them straight off campus. As for the ones lucky enough to stay, the principal showed them no mercy either.
If you do no better than they did, next time it will be you.
But some students still thought they could get away with it. Hiding in the restroom smoking, the principal grabbed one of them, took him to the rooftop, and ordered him to jump from the 6th floor.
It kills your brain cells, son. It kills your brain cells. Now, when you're destroying your brain cells, you're doing the same thing as killing yourself. You're just doing it slower. Now, I say if you want to kill yourself, don't fuck around with it. Go in and do it expeditiously. Now, go in and jump. Jump!
No, I don't want to kill myself, sir.
Back in his office, he promoted the janitor to head of maintenance and fired the gym teacher on the spot. The vice principal tried to step in and got shut down so hard he had nothing left to say. It was as if every teacher in front of him meant nothing.
And my word is law. There's only one boss in this place, and that's me.
The reason the principal acted this way was because this was the worst high school in the country. Violence broke out all the time. A female teacher tried to stop a fight and got her shirt ripped off in front of everyone. Male teachers were constantly getting beaten into the hospital. Students brought guns to class and dealt contraband after school. Watching what used to be the best school turn into this disaster. The person with the biggest headache was the governor, because under the new rules, only if the school's passing rate hit over 70% could he stay in office. But this school's pass rate was only 30%. To turn things around, the Board of Education brought in a real hardliner.
No, not that nut. No way.
It's the only guy I can think of.
The man even the governor was wary of was the iron-fisted principal, Clark. 20 years earlier, he had taken this school to #1 in the nation, but he had a fiery temper, always clashing with officials for the sake of his students, even bold enough to slap a dollar bill on a superior's forehead. And because of that, Clark was sent off to teach in the mountains. Now, 20 years later, the governor had no choice but to bring him back, but the school had already fallen into chaos. Seeing graffiti-covered hallways and trash everywhere, it broke his heart. On day one, he had the teachers make a list of the worst students. These were hopeless drug dealers and thugs. Changing them was nearly impossible, so Clark expelled 300 of them all at once. He told the students who remained, "Don't celebrate too soon, because the test 100 days from now would decide whether they got to stay." But expelling those students made him plenty of enemies among the parents. The next day, the parents of those troublemakers stormed the school demanding answers. They accused the principal of stripping their children of an education. But the principal stayed calm. He knew only by clearing out those bad apples could the learning environment change. He pointed out too, it was those parents' negligence that led their kids down the wrong path. If things had come to this, they had no one to blame but themselves. With that, the principal walked off through a storm of insults like a boss. In the days that followed, Clark was like a machine that never stopped, patrolling nonstop with a bullhorn in hand. He memorized every student's name and personality, and slowly became one of them. Even though the students liked him, the teachers didn't buy into him. One day, he found out students couldn't even sing the school song, so he went straight to the music teacher. But the teacher, proud of graduating from an elite school, wouldn't listen to a word. The next second, he was fired on the spot. Then Clark fired the gym teacher too, because in a single month, the man had called in sick for half of it. As tough as the principal was on teachers, he had a softer side too. One day, he ran into a girl who had dropped out. After learning her mother couldn't afford tuition, he paid out of his own pocket to get her back in school, and even helped her mother find a steady job. When it came to troubled students, he guided them patiently, treating them like his own kids. In less than a month, the school slowly started looking like a real school again. But then an accident shattered the peace. That afternoon, an expelled student came back with a knife for revenge. Without hesitation, the principal dropped him with a single slap. Afterward, for the student's safety, he chained shut every school door. But his decision got reported as a human rights violation, and even made the papers. The next day, fire officials and reporters showed up, demanding entry to investigate. But the principal raised a baseball bat.
I got thugs, drug dealers, and deviants of all kinds trying to get into my school.
And kept every one of them outside. He knew perfectly well, if this hardline move came back on him, he could end up in prison. Later, he caught a few truants smoking in the restroom. Then he looked closer and realized they were the same kids who couldn't sing the school song. So he told them to sing it. But the moment they started, he knew something was off. The solemn school anthem had been turned into a pop performance. The principal stormed off to confront the new music teacher. Facing an angry principal, the teacher finally told the truth. The original anthem was too dull. The students just couldn't connect with it, so he had secretly turned it into a modern version. After hearing him out, the principal turned and walked away. The music teacher was already bracing to be fired, but the principal said he liked the song.
I want everyone in this school to learn that song in English and Spanish immediately. Take a bow, Mrs. Powers. You've rewritten our alma mater.
But before anyone could celebrate, bad news hit. The latest test pass rate was only 33%. So he gathered every teacher in the gym. He told them to raise their hands, then roared through a megaphone. He said, "How many of you are willing to work weekends and tutor these kids without pay? When teaching fails, you answer to me. When these students leave this campus, they may be answering to a gun barrel." After that, the teachers threw themselves into teaching, and the students started caring about learning. Seeing the change, the principal gave the teachers a thumbs up. He'd even jump rope with students in gym class. That joy spread to everyone, but no one saw this coming. Just 3 hours before the exam, a spokesperson for the expelled students' parents met with the governor, demanding Clark be removed, and promised to deliver votes in return. Tempted by the deal, the governor agreed. Meanwhile, the principal was giving the students one final speech. He said, "No matter how people saw us before, this time we let our scores do the talking and shut those people up."
Your grades may be, your school may have been, but you can turn that around and make liars out of those bastards in exactly 1 hour. Take that test and pass it and win.
Then, he had the music teacher lead the students in the school song. In that moment, everyone's fighting spirit was lit. After the song, students filed into the exam rooms, and they performed incredibly well. But before the scores even came back, the principal was taken away in handcuffs. All along the way, the students could barely hold back their heartbreak, but faced with reality, even the principal was powerless, because if he went to prison, he might never work in education again. And all of it was caused by that parent's representative. In court, he accused the principal of failing to treat students equally, and said he didn't deserve to be principal. But the moment he finished, other parents rose up in protest, and the courtroom erupted into chaos. At the same time, Clark heard commotion outside his jail cell. He looked out the window and saw students staging a protest. Before long, they surrounded the police station, chanting for the principal's release. Facing a situation like this, the governor had no answer and could only ask the principal to calm them down. By now, the scene was spiraling. That parent's representative screamed himself hoarse, but nobody listened. One student even snatched his megaphone right out of his hands. Fearing things would get out of control, the principal finally stepped forward. And just like that, the moment he appeared, everything settled down. Then a teacher rushed over with the test results. The principal announced the scores.
That the students of Eastside High have passed the minimum basic skills test.
Everyone exploded with joy, and because of it, the principal was spared prison. At the final moment, the governor stepped forward to make a speech, but the principal said,
You can tell the state to go to hell.